Hit it. Hit it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Do you know, it was like, how many hours after our show yesterday did we even realize that we completely spaced on announcing the date of our next meet and greet?
Yeah. Well, actually, at the beginning, I kind of knew it, but then I was like, we got to get into news. And so I was like, well, I feel like we should just keep going. And then if she doesn't mention anything by the end, then we're just going to let it go. And people will be mad, but we'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah. I completely forgot. I mean, 100%. I forgot.
It happens.
Wow. And so we are going to tell you the date in just a minute. But first, I have an email that I wanted to share from Miss Cindy P, who wrote about Genucel. Because you guys, they're in the last couple weeks of the summer blowout. Genucel is where you can get the most popular package for over 65% off. And so I got an email from Cindy, and Cindy said, I love her so much. This cracked me up. She said, I received my kit from Genucel. I've been using it for 4 days now. I absolutely love it. You can feel your skin tighten with that jar cream, and the bags under my eyes, they are so much improved, better than the stuff I was using before. I am definitely going to promote this product, and there is a lot of skin to tighten on me. I look like a Shar-Pei dog. So I just love that. And I was, she's pleased with it so far. And if she does, in fact, look like a Shar-Pei, not to worry, Cindy, because it's going to get better the more that you use Genucel.
I love Shar-Peis. Shar-Peis are awesome.
I do too. But I understand that she probably doesn't want to look like
look like a Shar-Pei, right?
So
exactly.
she did the right thing, man. She went to genucel.com/chicks. She got her 65 or more % off the most popular package. It's got all the good stuff in it. Right now, you get the free dark spot removal corrector cream, which is amazing. And if you sign up for a subscription, you'll get the complimentary gift set on top of that. So if you know you're going to continue to use it regularly and you just want to have it sent to you automatically, the subscription plan is a great idea. genucel.com/chicks.
God, Shar-Pei. You guys check us out at Locals and Insiders too. Our Facebook Insider peeps are the best, as are our Locals peeps, chicksontheright.locals.com. And then our Facebook Insiders people. Those are your people. Check out your people. If you haven't found your people, go there. Immerse yourself with your people.
Best people ever. Best.
They really are.
Yes. Okay, so get your little day planners out right now, you guys. Get your little calendars, get your little phones out with your little calendar thing, and mark this
right here.
Day.
Write it down.
You've got like 9.
I have 18. I have 18 of them. I have calendars everywhere, you guys. This is me.
She loves all the calendars. She loves them so much.
It's true.
Now, we know that, we've got kids that still have spring breaks. And so we are figuring out planning our spring meet and greet around 2 different spring break times. So we decided to make it a little bit later in the spring, hoping that we'll avoid all the spring breaks and that this can be like, as you called it before we went live, a spring fling, right? A spring fling.
Yeah, you guys had your little summer vacay. We have a little summer vacay with each other to end summer. It's sort of like by summer, we're going into fall now, and then everybody gets their spring fling,
And my mom, I don't know what she was doing, but like she accidentally slipped up when I was there, and she was on video whatever day that was, last Thursday or whatever. And she said it was May. It's not May. I don't even know why she said that.
No.
It is April 29th, Saturday, April 29th.
She was close. I mean, May is
close.
Right. It was right there. But April 29th is the date, you guys. And drum roll for the place. You guys can probably figure it out, but it will be in Phoenix. It'll be in Phoenix, you guys. So we're super excited about that because it'll be beautiful there. Now we know the place, but we're not going to tell you the exact place of where it's going to be yet. We're not going to announce that until after this meet and greet that we're having in Tampa. And we'll give you all the details for that and the theme and all that kind of stuff, everything that we're going to be doing. But just know that it is April 29th. It is in Phoenix, and start planning for that. So we're super
Yes.
excited. Super excited
So
about.
stoked.
Yeah. Super stoked. So get ready.
People are saying that my name is just mocked today. You guys, I completely spaced. My alarm clock didn't go off. It's been a weird morning. I'm sorry. I forgot to create a fun new name. I totally forgot. Also, I just wanted to mention too that last time there were a lot of people who are not insiders, not supporters, who also wanted to come, right? And we sold out to our insiders and supporters group so quickly this last meet and greet that at that time, you may remember, I said, listen, if you want to be first on the list of people to find out about getting tickets for the spring event, send an email. I gave people the address at that time. And so I have a list. I think there's like 30, maybe 40 people on it who they wanted first dibs, right? And those include some insiders and supporters who also missed out on tickets. They will be getting informed about ticket sales first, and then everybody else will get access to the ticket sales. But that's not going to happen until like November.
Right.
So I just wanted to tell people, if they're wondering about that, yes, that we will honor that. Absolutely. Those people will get the first link to ticket sales when that time comes. So anyway, and then the next one that we have after the spring one will most likely be in the Midwest somewhere. We don't know where yet, but somewhere in the Midwest, because it's time, right? It'll be time for a Midwestern one.
Exactly. And we know the Midwest. So
we're familiar.
We're very familiar with the Midwest. Exactly.
So that's the plan. And so mark your calendars, April 29th. All right. So yesterday I had in our little title of the video that we were going to show a Bill Maher clip of him getting into a fight, absolutely destroying Rob Reiner, which is weird because they're on the same side of the aisle, right? But Rob Reiner ended up looking like the absolute biggest loser. And I don't know that Bill Maher was even trying that hard to make him look like a loser. It just sort of happened. And so I thought everybody would enjoy this clip because there's nothing better than seeing Rob Reiner get squirmy and uncomfortable and feel awkward. It's just a beautiful thing. Watch.
So he's saying it's okay to have a conspiracy to get rid of somebody as bad as Trump. It's a little bit of a thorny question because once you go down this road, this is sort of where we are in this country. The other side is so evil, anything is justified in preventing them from taking office. Is it?
No. You know what's not justified? Using armed violence to try to kill people in the Capitol. That's not justified.
Answer this question.
Huh?
Answer this question.
What is
was
the
it
question?
The question is, was it appropriate to bury the Hunter Biden?
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course.
Oh, my God.
You're saying you know for a fact that that's what they did? I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, then you would know about this.
I do know about that.
Well, you're acting like you don't.
I do know about that, and I do watch Fox. But the point is, we're going to prove now that the press tried to.
They're admitting it.
The press is admitting it.
Yes, that's not even an issue anymore. They're saying, yes, we basically did this because we didn't want this to throw the election. Yes?
I don't know that they've all said this, and I believe strongly
well, the New York
in the
Times
First
definitely
Amendment.
didn't.
My dad was a reporter. I believe in it. And I think you have to make sure that you're treating people fairly. But I think Rob's point here is that we are dealing with a man who used to be the president right now, who literally tried to lead an armed insurrection.
Okay, so they are justifying it. They're justifying.
Yeah, they're totally doing it.
They're trying to say, first of all, that it didn't happen. And then when Bill is like, yeah, it happened, then they're like, well, but that's because Trump is orange. I mean, that's their logic.
That's totally their logic. So they proved it. They proved his point. You hate him so much. Because of your hate. That justifies you squelching information. That justifies you being un-American. It justifies you being a complete commie. So, are you okay with that, Rob Reiner? I mean, he was squirming so hard. He's like, "But do we know? But do we know? Yeah, we know. We know, meathead. We know." Oh my God.
I know. I just love that.
It's unreal. And she is such a chihuahua. God,
the shaking and the
not?
trembling.
She's like, I cannot with her. God, I can't believe she ran for president. Speaking of running for president, I know this is a total side note, but have you seen Kirsten Gillibrand lately? Have you seen her lately?
I have not.
Oh my God, I just saw her yesterday. I mean, she's unrecognizable. Listen,
why?
She just looks completely different. Like I'm gonna have to find a picture of her and I have to show it to you guys tomorrow. But she just looks she looks like a completely different person than the ranch girl. Remember when she was the ranch girl?
But like, is it because did she like do stuff to her face or what?
I don't know what she's done to herself. I don't know, but she's like a completely different person than when she ran for president. Because she was like, remember when she was, listen, I mean, I know I've changed a lot over the past couple of years too, but I'm just saying stuff happens when you go through menopause. I'm just saying, but she is unrecognizable. Like when I saw her on TV, I was like, who is that? It's like, oh my God. And then the Chiron said, Kirsten Gillibrand. I was like, get the hell out of town. That is not her. I was literally saying that to myself as I was watching television. I'm going to have to find it. I have to.
Oh my God. Yeah, you do. For sure.
It's crazy.
Has she not had enough ranch? Like what's going on?
It's just like there is, right. It could be the economy and she's not getting enough ranch. It could be what it is. It's crazy. Anyways.
Wow.
She made me think Amy Klobuchar made me think of her. Wow.
Yeah, good times in that primary, right?
Right. Good times.
Well, speaking of presidential elections, Joe Biden filed the paperwork to run for re-election yesterday. This is actually official. He actually is running, and he is already out campaigning. He was campaigning in Pennsylvania yesterday, and you can't deny that it was a campaign style speech. There's no question about it. He is also going to be addressing all of us, America, in prime time tomorrow night. We're going to have a little audio preview from Karine Jean-Pierre about that. But first, here is a little clip from yesterday when he was campaigning in Pennsylvania, talking about, and you got to explain to me how this would work, because he's talking about taking away our guns, but also not taking away our guns. So he wants to ban assault weapons, but also not take any guns away.
You want me to explain this? Okay. Okay.
Well, just listen and then explain. Here we go.
All right.
But we took on the NRA and we're going to take them on again, and we won, and we will win again. But we're not stopping here. I'm determined to ban assault weapons in this country. Determined. I did it once before, and I'll do it again. For many of you home, I want to be clear. It's not about taking away anybody's guns. In fact, we should be treating responsible gun owners as examples how every gun owner should behave. I have 2 shotguns at home. It's a long story, but I'm not opposed to guns. But I support the Second Amendment, and I support the Second Amendment. But the Second Amendment, as one of the most conservative justices in history, Justice Scalia once wrote, quote, like most rights, the rights granted by the Second Amendment are not unlimited. They're not unlimited.
Joe. Read the teleprompter, Joe. Read it.
But now you can't go out and buy an automatic weapon. You can't go out and buy a cannon. And for those brave right-wing Americans who say it's all about keeping America's independent and safe, if you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15. You need something a little more than a gun.
Okay.
What?
If I want a cannon, can I buy a cannon? I can get one of those on Amazon, can I? Kind of want a cannon now. Do you guys want a cannon? Totally want a cannon.
Did he just say that, like, if you're going to try to fight your country, we're going to come after you with F-15s? Because that's how I interpreted that. He's basically saying you're not going to win. You're not going to win against the government.
Yeah, he is. That's precisely what he just said. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make
sure.
And
also, do you remember that? Remember that song that we used to play on the radio all the time? It's like, buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun.
My favorite.
Do you remember? I used to play that all the time.
Fire 2 blasts outside the house.
Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun. Because it was
my favorite.
God, he's such an idiot with the shotgun crap. Like, it's just like, he's talks about that all the time. Jill and I have 2 shotguns in the house. Okay, we know, Joe. Just take all the seats. Just stop it. Shut up.
Oh my God.
My
Well,
God.
there was a point to, obviously there were a lot of gaffes yesterday. There was one point where he confused who in Pennsylvania is running for governor, who's running for Senate. He said like Fetterman is running for governor. It was all a big hullabaloo. And he actually did mention that he had talked to John Fetterman, but that for whatever reason, probably because he won't make a whole lot of public appearances, John Fetterman couldn't come to this
Oh my
event.
God.
And so you guys, there's now that now that we're getting down to the wire, the attack ads against Dr. Oz and everything, all that race is really heating up. And it's becoming more and more obvious how absolutely incompetent and awful John Fetterman is. So there was a news report yesterday that was showing, this guy's had a stroke. I'm not about to knock anybody who's had a stroke, obviously. But if you've had a major stroke and you legit can't form coherent sentences anymore, maybe you shouldn't run for office. Like, I wouldn't do that. If my stroke had made me incompetent to host a podcast, I wouldn't keep trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to own the things that you can't do anymore.
Totally. And listen, I have every sympathy for him having a stroke. I mean, I think we all do, right? I mean, anybody that is empathetic has sympathy for the guy, but he sounds terrible. I mean, it's like when he gets up on a podium, it's like, it is so cringe. I have a visceral reaction to that. I'm just like, oh my God, like, who is helping this guy? He can't.
It's bad.
He can't do it. Yeah. So why would they want him in charge? Why would the Democrat Party want this guy to do this? Why would they want this? Oh my God.
I don't know. It's really, really bad.
So
and I'll show
bad.
you an example in just a second. But first, I wanted to remind everybody about our friends at Acre Gold. This is where you get these cute, adorable little gold bars of goodness. Now, this is the smallest one, right? Like and they have a monthly subscription. So if you pay $50 a month, you can earn your gold bars that look like this. This is 2.5 grams. But you can also do a higher subscription level if you want to. You can do $100 a month for a 5-gram bar of gold, or you can do $250 a month for a 10-gram bar of gold. That's some serious gold that we're talking about. A lot bigger than this. And you can save it and store it at your own home. It comes discreetly to you in the mail. And it's just a nice way to diversify your financial portfolio. If you don't have physical, tangible, holdable gold in it right now, and you've thought about doing that, that's a great way to do it. You can check out all the details at getacregold.com/chicks.
And you guys make sure that you're following us on our website, chicksontheright.com. Bookmark it.
All right. So here's an example of what you were just saying of this is the kind of, it's just hide your kids, hide your wives, because it's going to make you uncomfortable. This is why he refuses to debate Dr. Oz. This is why he makes such short, if he is in public, he makes very, very short appearances. This right here is why.
Being anti-union is anti-American. What is wrong with demanding for an easy, safe kind of their income, a path to a safe place for them to win, or excuse me, to work?
I mean, you guys, come on. This guy cannot be a senator. There's no way.
Oh my God. This is the thing. They will just they'll do anything, right? They'll just excuse anything. It's crazy. Not to mention the fact that his record, who he is as a person, like the stroke aside, the guy's a lunatic.
He's insane.
He is a complete and utter lunatic. Yeah. So it is cringeworthy on every level, this guy. I just don't understand it. Listen, Oz is fine. He's not the greatest candidate, but I mean, this Fetterman guy, he cannot. I can't even believe that he is doing what he's doing. I can't believe that they haven't pulled him. You know what I mean?
I know. Wow. It's
Wow.
awful. And so before, he became sort of incapacitated, to your point, he's been insane. This is a guy who wants to release a third of all the criminals from prison.
Right.
And he doesn't
Right.
think that that's going to make people less safe. He also, just like so many leftists, when it comes to voter ID, he is completely racist. And so here's an example. I think this is a clip from December of last year, I think, when he's talking about how, he tries to say that requiring voter ID is racist, but his excuse or his rationale for it is actually what's racist. Listen.
Own state, they are going to attempt to pass a constitutional amendment, making sure that universal voting ID for every time you vote, not just when you sign up to vote, but every time you vote, because they understand that at any given time, there's tens of thousands of Pennsylvanians who typically are on the poorer side and are people of color that are less likely to have their ID at any one given time.
Oh my God. God, like what? I never understood that. So, okay, Black and brown people don't have IDs. What is that? What is that with Democrats?
It's a lie.
Yeah,
it is a lie.
And it's racist. Is what it is.
Yep.
Why do they always parrot that talking point? I just don't get that. God, it's just so can they not see and understand how racist that is? Black and brown people don't know how to get IDs.
Or they don't have them on their person at any given time.
Right.
What in the world?
They're too poor. I just can't do it. Oh my God. Okay.
Freaking crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, as not good of a candidate as Dr. Oz may or may not be, he is at least a coherent person. He is a person that can process thoughts and get them out of his face. So, yeah. I mean, at this point, the fact that is the choice that we have to make, that Pennsylvanians have to make, that's pretty sad state of affairs, but that's where we are, man. You cannot vote for that guy.
And he's not a dirty racist commie. There's that. I don't know.
Bonus.
Right. God, this is where we are.
Did you know that Fetterman is 6'9"?
Yeah, he looks
6'9".
He looks like a villain, some sort of a weird Marvel villain or something. Yeah,
And what's with the hoodie? What is that about? Is that like a statement?
I don't know. It's enough with the if you're going to be in politics, try to dress the part,
Is he going to wear that? If he wins, is he going to wear that in the Senate chambers?
Probably.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very brave. It's stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave. That's exactly right.
Right.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, Biden is going to be speaking. He's doing a primetime address tomorrow night. And so Karine was on one of the, I don't know if she was on Air Force One. I don't know where she was. She was on a flight. So this is only audio. It's not video, but you're going to hear her preview what this address is going to be about. Here it is.
Let me just say, on Thursday, President Biden will give a primetime speech, as you just mentioned, on the continued battle of the soul of the nation in Independence National Historic Park in Philadelphia. He will speak about how the core values of this nation, our standing in the world, our democracy, are at stake. He will talk about the progress we have made as a nation to protect our democracy, but how our rights and freedoms are still under attack, and how we will make clear who is fighting for those rights, fighting for those freedoms, and fighting for our democracy. Look, he believes, and you've heard me say this before, Joe Biden believes as president it is important for the president of the United States to have the strongest voice when we talk about fighting for our democracy. And that's what you're going to hear from him on Thursday.
So it's a campaign speech. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a campaign speech, and then it's also, when he first ran for president. Remember, he would get up and do his little stunt speeches about how he's going to be the great unifier again, like Obama, right? He's going to unify, and now he's been we're more divided than ever as a country. We all hate each other.
He's a reason for that. He's constantly calling us MAGA extremists. Right. I mean, he's fascist. The one that is dividing everybody.
Right. We're fascists now. And he's doubling and tripling down on that. So he's full of shit when it comes to this whole unifying stuff. I mean, he totally broke a promise. Surprise! He broke a promise on that. Yeah, and then there was this whole thing yesterday. I don't know if you're going to play a clip from it or not, but there's when he gave that little speech yesterday about the police, and then all of a sudden he wants to fund the police, which I was like screaming at the television about that. And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And he had the audacity to say Republicans didn't. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't. I was livid, and I can't be the only one who's livid about that. And then to compound that, he also had the audacity to talk about fentanyl. The first time I've ever heard that come out of his mouth, the whole fentanyl thing. And he's like, I want to give harsher penalties to people who are, dealing fentanyl. And I'm like, dude, close the border. Just close the border. You let people just pour across this border and kill American citizens. That is blood on your hands. You've done that. You did it. So all you got to do is just shut off the spigot. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Just close the border, and you refuse to do it. This is your fault. So how dare you get on a stage and act like you're going to be like harsher on criminals? Bull crap. That is the biggest bunch of bull crap, because this administration has done nothing when it comes to law enforcement. They've been the worst, the absolute worst. We have so much crime that's rampant in this country because of him. I'm so sick of hearing his bull crap. So sick of hearing it. And he acts like Republicans are the problem. Just so over it. I cannot be the only one. I can't. Screaming at the TV
definitely
yesterday.
not.
So over him. Sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't even have all the clips because there were so many. It would have just been all Biden all the time, and then everybody would have just, they would not tolerate it.
So I suspect that tomorrow will just be more demonization of the right. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be, we're fighting for democracy, and they're trying to take your voting rights away, because that's been a huge talking point for the Democrats. We are not, seriously, it's a bunch of bull crap. We're not taking anybody's voting rights away, but that's what they're going to try to do, is they're going to try to tell everybody, he's going to try to say, we're taking your voting rights away. They're trying to steal your democracy. It's like the whole law enforcement, like the crime is bad because of Republicans. Oh, give me a break. And it's like, and I'm going to be tough on crime now, and I'm going to fund the police now. You got like up yours. All the reason everything is terrible is because of this guy. And you know what? Republicans better come back strong after he gives this little address that he's going to give tomorrow night. They better come back with some, like, not just talking points, but they better pummel this guy, or it'll just show how completely ballless we are. Because I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing from Republicans from the crap that he was spewing yesterday. This is the problem with our party. Is that
they're talking. I'm hearing a lot of people pushing back. The problem is that once Republicans are in power, they don't do things. They're great at saying things. They're just not good at the doing of the things.
God,
it's like taking the reservation and keeping the reservation. They know how to take it. They don't know how to hold the reservation. That's what makes me crazy.
Yeah, and it's always on the defense. We're never on the offense. It's like it's just awful how you always see the Democrats. They're always on the offense. Like this whole, like, we're going to fund the police. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, out of all the things that we've seen over the past 2 to 3 years with the BLM movement and everything that we've seen, and how police are they are suffering right now. And it's because of who? It's because of the Democrats. Not because of Republicans. Are you kidding me? And so we are always on the defense with this stuff. And I'm just so tired of seeing it. I cannot be the only one.
Well, there's a great video that's going around Twitter this morning. Even I saw it. It's a 7-minute clip of all Democrats, just like a montage of Democrats talking about defunding the police.
Right.
So, I mean, whatever, like they can, and it's kind of like everybody's going after Lindsey Graham right now, because Lindsey was saying if Trump gets arrested or indicted or whatever, there's going to be riots, and people were like, oh my God, Lindsey's calling for civil war, he's calling for violence, he's inciting all this. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Here's another 10-minute montage of Democrats really using incendiary language and calling for violence, calling for people. You remember, there's like tons of evidence of Democrats literally telling people, you got to punch back, you got to punch in the face, all this stuff. And now they're like, Lindsey Graham is terrifying. Give me a break.
my God, Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham. Yeah. Okay. He's terrifying. All right. So terrifying.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. I really wanted to there's so many other clips that I wanted to get to. We're not going to have time to get to all of them, but I do want to play this one of Neil Cavuto from yesterday. This goes back to that student loan hullabaloo, right? And Representative Ro Khanna was on to, of course, say, it's so great. I'm a Democrat, so I have to say how great all the student loan forgiveness is. But Neil does not let up. And this is a little bit of a longer clip, but it's so good. You'll be riveted the entire time because Neil will not let this go. Watch.
Republicans and Democrats have gotten us knee deep in all this red. I just wonder, how are we going to dig out of it? Because your goals are always very altruistic, very good and well intended, but we can't afford them. And I don't see any effort to try to rein that in. I don't see any effort to try to remind people that when you sign on a dotted line to pay someone back and the government absolves you of that, what else will it absolve you of? And what else will it spend money on? And what else will it drag us deeper into the red? And then hanging on the notion that maybe if you tax rich guys to the full hilt, you'll be able to pay the bill when you know the math just doesn't add up.
Well, Neil, I think we have to distinguish from productive investment to just spending that's not productive. I believe that investing in education, investing in vocational training, investing in bringing back industry.
How is it productive then to give someone a $10,000 or $20,000 break on their bills, but a lot of other people no break on their bills? How is it productive for others who aren't getting a penny of this to underwrite that loan forgiveness? When they did everything right, when they did everything right, and now pissed off that these people are getting the fruit of their bounty.
Well, they're not underwriting it if you have progressive taxation on
no, you're
on
paying
the wealthy.
For this, Congressman, with debt.
But
you're paying this. You've
here,
increased our credit line, our Visa credit line. There isn't cash paying for this. It's going on our debt. We all pay that. So our debt is paying for this. You've just increased our credit line.
But here's the reality, and you know this, most of these loans weren't being repaid. So what was happening? The people's credit was being destroyed. This isn't actually,
that's on them. That
debt was already there. Now what we're saying is, okay, if you forgive it, you're going to not destroy people's credit so they can go work, they can get a
So they're
get
getting
a home.
rewarded. They're getting rewarded for holding off on paying back those loans. Reward the guy who's holding back on paying his utility loan. Reward the guy who bought a car and got in knee deep and didn't realize it. So you see what you're opening up here. Again, with the best of intentions.
Would you feel differently, Neil? Let's say we were charging for years for public high school, and then someone came along and said, you know what, we should have free public high school in this country, and we should forgive some of the debt of people who had to pay for high school. Would you feel differently then?
But that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're doing this, again, with all the right intentions. Don't get me wrong. I don't think you're an evil person or callous or an indifferent person. What you're losing sight of is paying for something by opening up a credit line and then bragging about, as the administration has, bringing our deficit down to only $1 trillion and saying your ship has come in and that better than $1 trillion that we brought the deficit down is good enough to pay for this.
God, I just love that.
I know. He's like, God, I wish I didn't come on this show. Really wish I would have done something else instead today, because this was not something I wanted to do. Yeah. I should have gone on that chick show on MSNBC instead. It was a big mistake. Huge. Yeah. Really.
All right. What is in your sack of whack today?
All right. I don't know if you guys saw this story, but there was a Southwest Airlines flight, and it was on its way. It was on August 25th. It was a flight headed to Cabo. All right. A bunch of people going to Cabo, and I'm sure they were going to have a grand old time, because what do you do when you go to Cabo? You go to party, right? All right. Well, there was a pilot that got wind of the fact that there were a bunch of people on the airline or on the flight, and they were airdropping nudes to one another. And so the pilot got word of it, and he got on the intercom, and he was like, so here's the deal. Like, there's actual I probably should have sent you the video of it, but there's a video of it. And he's like, so here's the deal. The pilot said over the intercom. He said, if this continues while we're on the ground, I'm going to have to pull back to the gate. Everybody's going to have to get off. We're going to have to get security involved, and your vacation is going to be ruined. So whatever this airdrop thing is, quit sending naked pictures. Let's get yourself to Cabo. So apparently people were sending too many nudes. And so the pilot had to get involved and treat them like toddlers and tell them all to stop. Now,
my gosh.
Right. Like, I don't know how many nudes these people were sending, but it was enough to do that. Apparently there's like a lack of consent component to airdropping anything like news or whatever. The act of sending unsolicited nude photos to strangers, or cyber flashing is what it's called, is considered a criminal offense in Texas. I didn't know
really
that. Since 2019 it's a criminal offense. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on sending any part of your body that's naked to anybody in the state of Texas. It's a criminal offense. Don't do that on a plane or otherwise.
This is like a huge thing, because there were a few months ago, there was a guy, like big, gross, just hairy, creepy looking guy, who was in a middle seat, right? In like in a row of 3. And he had a big old iPad. And so the row across from him, there was a woman, and she was watching him do that. And he wasn't sending them to friends. He was airdropping them to whoever had airdrop capabilities on the flight.
And
she was one of those people. Yes, he was sending dick pics. And she was one of them. And like, she's literally watching him do this. And then she gets one. And she brought the flight, like she told the flight attendant right away. And he ended, like, there's video. I saw this on TikTok. This was a few months ago. There's video of the flight attendant coming up and saying, "Did you do this?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just thought it would be funny." Like, totally being shamed. This is a thing. I don't know why they do it. I don't know why anybody wants to do that.
I don't know. Oh my God. Now see, I don't know what other states it's a crime in, but I know here it's a crime. Like if it's unsolicited, you can't do that. So
Well, I'm guessing it's a crime in the air then, because that's like federal aviation.
Right. So that pilot was like, "We're going to turn this plane around." It's like your dad in the car when you were a kid. "I'm going to turn this car around if you guys don't behave yourselves." So I mean,
and wouldn't you be so pissed if that actually happened and you were not at fault of any of that, and then and you got in trouble because of some idiot?
And you're wanting to go to Cabo. You just want to go on vacation, and some guy sending dick pics like ruined your vacation. I swear I would like beat the crap out of that guy. I would. I would get on the ground, and fat dude would have like all the right hooks. I mean, I'd be so pissed because I'd be like, "I paid for this vacation, dude. You just ruined it."
Yeah, you'd have to sue.
You
would have to sue so hard. Now, and airdrop, and the thing, you're right about the whole consent angle, because with airdrop, and you know this because you have an iPhone, when someone airdrops you, you see the preview. Right. You see the photo, whether or not you accept it, you're still going to see
decline it. Right.
Yeah. Right. And so you're given an option. Do you want to accept or decline it? You're still seeing what you're about to accept or decline.
Right.
And so it is a lack of consent. You don't want to see that.
In the case of like hairy fat dude, you're like barely being able to make out what it is, because you know that. I mean, yeah, you're like, I don't.
So gross.
What is that? What is it? Can't see it. I can't. Right. Anyways, just thought I'd let you guys in on that, because just don't. I mean, I don't think anybody here would do that, but just don't.
I just can't imagine, like, what compels a person to think, you know what'd be a good idea? I'm going to send my dick to everybody on this
Right. Phone. I mean, we've got, Miriam and I, Mock and I have gotten the dick pics over the years because of what we do. And I've never understood that anyway, but don't do it on a flight, especially. All right. Just don't. We don't want it. We definitely don't want it on a flight to Cabo. Okay.
Exactly. All right. It is time for some MyPillow talks. Don't forget, you guys, get yourself some sheets from MyPillow, even if they're not for you. Like Daisy always says, it's a great Christmas gift or birthday gift or whatever gift. I'm promising you, whoever you gift their sheets to, they're going to love them. And right now, queen size set, for example, less than $40 when you go to mypillow.com/chicks. If you use code chicks, you're going to get discounts on everything. But sheets right now are on the mega special, and I don't know how long that's going to last. So make sure to check out mypillow.com/chicks. Okay. I wanted to show you guys a freaky robot. This is not a sex robot. I know people who have been following us a long time know that I love sex robot stories because they're so creepy. This is just, I just want to show you how advanced AI and robots have become, because I saw this and I completely freaked. And I don't know if I'm the only one that's freaked out by this stuff, but watch.
Cool.
Oh my God.
I'm Chloe. And you, what's your name?
Oh, John. My name is John.
Delighted to meet you, John.
Could you tell
my
us a
God.
little about yourself and what you can do, Chloe?
Of course. I'm the first personal assistant built by CyberLife. I take care of most everyday tasks like cooking, housework, or managing your appointments, for example.
Nope.
And I understand you're the first android to have passed the Turing test. Could you tell us a little more about that?
I really didn't do much, you know. I just spoke with a few humans to see if they could tell the difference between me and a real person. It was a really interesting experience.
But this is the first time in history that man has created a machine more intelligent than himself. I gather your brain can perform several billion operations per second. Is that right?
Absolutely. But I only exist thanks to the intelligence of the humans who designed me. And, you know, they have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
Oh my God. Burn it with fire. Burn it.
Seriously.
I need flamethrowers.
What in the world?
Oh my God. Kevin's like, I'd date her.
Well, it's kind of like they took Jennifer Lawrence and Scarlett Johansson and like fused them into a robot person.
Ugh.
That's who she reminded me of. Oh my God.
I'm just so freaked out. Seriously. Like, there are not enough flamethrowers. That is like,
Okay, good. Because I want to make sure that, like, I was like,
No.
am I supposed to think this is really cool? Because I don't.
No.
I think this is terrifying.
I want to, like, I watched Terminator a couple weeks ago. Remember the original Terminator? And like, the only way that they could kill the first Terminator was to smash it in one of those smashy machines. I want to take that thing and I want to smash it in a smashy machine. That's what I want to do to her. No offense, robot, but all the offense. Seriously. God.
I'm Chloe. Oh my God. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Bye, Chloe. Bye.
All right. Well, to wash your brain from that horror show, I will show you the best way that this is how this person wakes up every morning. Look at this.
Party outside. Party outside. Let's go, kids. Let's go, kids.
Are those not the cutest little basset hounds you ever saw?
Oh my God, I love basset hounds.
Party outside. Let's go, kids. Let's go, kids.
Oh my God, look at the last one. He's like, wait for me.
I love them. I love them so much.
Oh, precious. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was good enough.
And then also, how can you not love a happy bear in a tub? Look at him.
He's pretty happy.
I'd hug him. 10 out of 10 would hug.
I know, you totally would hug him. And then you die.
Look at him, he's like, here's my
so happy. Oh my
Right?
God. So cute. He's very, very cute. Very cute. From afar. He's very cute.
So this golden retriever does not want anything to do with a bird. Watch.
Yeah, immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no. I'm telling you right now, I seen what I needed to see.
Because I don't care.
Oh my God.
My baby.
No. Yeah,
he's like,
that's Cash with every small animal. Cash is the same exact way. So the same way. Such a baby.
Also, look at the mess that these creatures are creating.
Oh my God, you two.
I love it.
Bandit.
That is the greatest. Look at him. He's like, oh yeah, mud. Oh yeah. It's so great.
Oh my God, what a turkey. I can't believe he's doing that.
I love it. He's like, I'm a dog.
Oh,
so cute.
The
So
greatest.
cute. Okay, last one. There's a guy, apparently he's kind of a thing on TikTok, who is just like the biggest misogynistic jerk ever. And he's constantly talking about how men rule women in relationships and women need to be obedient servants essentially to their husbands and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to see a tiny little bit of that, and then a guy who is responding to him, which I thought was perfect.
Masculine men do not care about a woman's opinion.
Can I get an amen? There he is. My brother out here spitting facts again, straight preaching. Man, I have to say, I have been loving the videos of you talking to your phone in the woods about how stupid and inferior women are. I've been taking your advice. I haven't gotten laid yet, but I know it's coming. I do have a quick question for you, though, specific to this video. Women having opinions is just stupid. What should I be talking about when I'm out on dates? You know, should I just kind of talk at her, maybe kind of lay down the law, tell her how shit's going to go? And then actually, I kind of answered my own question there. Never mind. Sorry to kind of waste your time. You keep on spitting the good word there, brother. Social media needs to be harder to use. Like, this is becoming too much. Like, there needs to be minimum requirements to be able to post something. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Swear to God.
Oh my God, that guy.
He's talking in the woods. Yeah. That makes it that much more, it makes him more qualified because he's in the woods, you know.
Right. Well, it does. I mean, that works for James Comey. Remember, like when he's on his moss.
Right. He's on his moss. I mean, it's almost like he's
the facts.
He's like a prophet when he's in the woods. Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. All right, you guys, bring it in. That robot is going to haunt my dreams. It's no big deal. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. You guys, it's Wednesday. We hope.
Don't forget April 29th. Write that down. April 29th.
Phoenix. You guys, Cash says hello. Say hello. Oh, you don't want to say hello? No, he's shy now. Okay, you guys have a great Wednesday. We will talk to you tomorrow.